There we go. Let me make sure. I think I am. Yes, I am. All right. So I'll go from there. And we'll talk. I think. Just make sure. Right here. Okay, good. Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great Thursday, or not a great Monday so far. It's a very warm afternoon. Pardon me. We do have a weather alert day today because of the threat for severe storms. Let me go over this real quickly with you, and then we'll go on the tour of the radar. So for today, the highest threat's going to be concentrated in the Commonwealth, in particular the Richmond Metro, I-95 from Fredericksburg through Richmond, down to about Newport News and Hampton and Wakefield. So that's going to be the prime area for severe weather. And then there's a secondary right here for our southern counties that we got to worry about here. That's under the slight risk. So PG, southern half of AA, Calvert, St. Mary's, Charles, Dorchester, Wycomico, Somerset, Worcester counties. You're more in the favorable threat for severe weather, and we already have a severe thunderstorm warning back towards Dulles. Actually, I think that storm actually went towards Dulles, and we'll talk about that one in a second. And then mainly for the metro, the 270 corridor, I-270, the Beltway, and then out towards the eastern shore, Kent County through Talbot and Caroline counties, there's a marginal risk for severe weather. Now by category, there is no threat for tornadoes today, although I will mention if you do have loved ones out in the Midwest, there could be a potential for a few substantial or strong tornadoes in Nebraska and Kansas. That's something for them to worry about, obviously. Wind threat is going to be rather significant in this area, similar to the moderate risk, and then 15% southern counties, and then about 5% here in central Maryland and the eastern shore. Hail, about a 15% chance for pretty much everybody in the slight and moderate risk areas, and then in the marginal, about 5%. So that's what you can expect. And case in point, because of all of this, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch that is in place right now. I will pop this up. This is going to be for Montgomery, Howard, Baltimore, Hartford, Kent, and county southward. Give me 1 second. Apologies, I had to take care of some business real quickly, but let's get back to what we were talking about here. There's our severe thunderstorm watch, and we've already had severe thunderstorm warnings. We had one earlier out in Montgomery County for a storm that formed back in Jefferson County, West Virginia, moved through Loudoun County, Virginia, and then moved into Montgomery County. I think it actually produced 1-inch hail north of Leesburg. I can actually check storm reports here. I'll layer it on just that we have the radar open, but I do have my own storm report thingamabob, or my storm report browser on a separate window that I'm using. But yeah, there was 1-inch hail north of Leesburg, and then there was another report of 1-inch hail to the west of Gaithersburg here. I'll click on this one real quick. But this was near Dawsonville, 1-inch hail. So these are going to drop 1-inch hail and potentially die out at some point to some degree, at least with some of these storms, but others, they may be more sustained, especially in these southern counties that I've been discussing here for the last 5 minutes or so. So that's the hail reports. I also want to look at, I'm real curious. Let's do, we want to do next rad history. Mesoscale discussions. What was this one? No. Where's the next rad history on this? is it? I'm trying to find it here. Forgive me. Outlooks. I know there's a NextRad history section as well. Data overlay might be in. Hang on. Surface fronts, no. Storm reports. Others, no. Flood. Severe. Spotter network, no. Power outages, no. I may be wrong here, but there was one at some point. Analysis. I might be wrong on that one. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me just make sure. Settings. Display settings. Alright, they might not be there anymore, but there. We'll just stop it there. Make sure. So I'm checking my stream data as well. Alright, I'm still doing good. Alright. Let's talk severe thunderstorm warnings here. So we do have this one right now that is in Loudoun County, and actually I'm gonna clean this up real quickly. Go for a watch here. This is Loudoun into, I believe, Arlington County now. So this is just the storm in Arlington County, and I'll pull up the data on the other screen here. Give me 1 second. Severe weather warnings. We'll pull up LWX's history here. No, forgive me, that's Fairfax County. That's Fairfax County. Arlington County is just this small portion here. That's Fairfax County. I gotta get my bearings straight. But this is northwestern Fairfax County. This storm near Reston and Oak Hill right now is producing potentially hail in excess of 1 inch in diameter. Also, the wind gusts are not as strong with this one. It's only less than 50 miles per hour. So we're really only worried with the hail aspect here. And it looks like it's trying to strengthen again. I don't know if we're going to get really good volumetric data from this since we're so close to the radar. But I'm going to give it a stab at it. So let me just try to close as many windows as I can. Save space here. But so storm near Reston and Oak Hill right now, near Wolf Trap. That is there, and also there's a report in the warnings section here that multiple trained weather spotters have continued to report quarter-sized hail in eastern Loudoun County. So apparently, as this was going over Dulles, this also produced some pretty good sized hail. You could see it go over Brambleton and Dulles, and out on the other end now, near Reston and Oak Hill. This is moving east at 35. It might have a little bit more of a southerly component with it. So I'll track this here real quick for you. And we'll be sure it's the right one. Let's go. Yep, we're in linear. 2, 3. Moving east at 35, but yeah, it's moving a little east, maybe a little bit southeast, but 35. That will put it into Vienna and Tyson's Green. Tyson's at 307, heading towards, let's say, Chesterbrook at 314, Highview Park at 317, and then eventually Capitol Heights, if this does hold together and get into PG County, we're talking around 340. So, for those in the DC Metro, I know downtown DC is in the track of this. I'm going to try to find that real quick. Capitol Heights, Arlington Heights. There's Arlington 320. I don't know if they necessarily have like a track here, but I'd imagine somewhere around 325, 330, this could be rolling into downtown DC. So for those there, you're going to want to be on alert. Moving back northward, we do have storms right now that are smaller, but still might be more potent in terms of the rainfall potential. Below severe criteria as of now. Let me check severe weather statement, or special weather statements, I should say. See if there's anything mentioned about these storms out here in northern Frederick County or northern Baltimore County along the Mason-Dixon. As of right now, not yet. So just storms below severe criteria, but still we have to watch these. And I'll put a track on these as well. Let me go into more of a cellular mode with this. And we'll track these. I'm going to do them about the same. They're going to be moving 35, maybe 30 on the low end, 40 miles per hour. And there's a new alert. Hang on. Let me listen to this. I'll plug this out.
Severe thunderstorm warning for the southwestern district of Columbia, Arlington County in northern Virginia, the city of Falls Church in northern Virginia, northeastern Fairfax County in northern Virginia, the city of Alexandria in northern Virginia until 3:45 p.m. At 2:58 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located over Reston, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Hazard, quarter-size hail. Source, trained weather spotters. Impact, some hail damage to agriculture is expected. Locations impacted include Arlington, Alexandria, Reston, Annandale, Vienna, Falls Church, Hewitt Hills, Reagan National Airport, McLean, Roslyn, Crystal City, Howard University, Oakton, Lincolnia, Tyson's Corner, Wolf Trap, Maryfield, Lake Barcroft, American University, and I-66 and I-495 interchange. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building.
All right.
The National Weather Service in Sterling, Virginia has activated the sky.
All right, so that is the new severe thunderstorm warning. It's not quite in any of our Maryland counties yet, but the Weather Service in Sterling's not messing around with this one, since this does have a history of hail producing. Potentially up to an inch of diameter in some locations. And let me just look at the storm reports here while I'm at it. And just look at this. And I'll refresh it real quick. There was 1 inch hail near Oak Grove in Loudoun County. Montgomery County near Dawsonville. That report I told you about earlier, there was 1 inch hail. 3/4 inch hail near Gaithersburg. Let me just look at this as well. Near Luckett's in Loudoun County, there was 1 inch hail. So we've had storms with hail producers. Hang on a minute. All right. Let me take. Actually, one more. Am I even full right now? Is the screen's not even full. I'm sorry. Let me take you full screen on this. But second screen. There we go. But the National Weather Service is not messing around with this thunderstorm that is in Loudoun County, or not, or exited Loudoun County, is now in Fairfax County. They are giving ample lead time on this for the city of Washington, D.C. And for those in PG County, whether it's in Oxon Hill or Hillcrest Heights, Camp Springs, Westphalia, Marlboro Village, Kettering, Largo, Landover even, you need to start thinking about, are you going to be under a warning at some point? This section of I-95, the Capital Beltway, the southeast side, that could be a problem. So you're going to want to pay attention here over the next 30 minutes or so. But I'll do a track. This storm is moving to the east at 30. So let me just get a track on here. And I might have to do more of a linear track again. So let me switch that up. And then we'll do this 1, 2, 3. East at 30. And this will put it into Vienna at 307. Tyson's at 307. Vienna Woods at 308. Devon Park at 312. And if this does continue on, I'll just skip forward to some other locations. So we got Rivercrest at 319. We got Arlington Heights 323. Aurora Hills 327. North Barnaby at 339. Marlow Heights, Bradbury Heights by 340. If this does make it to Suitland Silver Hill, we're talking 340. All right. So within a half hour, 40 minutes, Suitland Silver Hill, you may be under the gun. So keep an eye on this. Let's go back north here real quickly to what I was going to talk about before that new warning dropped. We got storms up here along the Mason-Dixon. This one here near Emmitsburg, far northern Frederick County into northwestern Carroll County, just to the north of Taneytown. Got some heavier downpours going on there. I'd say this is just to the northeast of Camp David in the Catoctin Mountains. Not by a whole lot, though. Right at the 140-15 intersection there on the east end of Emmitsburg. And then north of Taneytown, towards Heiser Estates in Longville, Walnut Grove. There's Walnut Grove Road. There's what is this? Harney Road. This is a heavier downpour, and that's starting to weaken a little bit. At least the western portion of this cluster is. The eastern one near Taneytown might be intensifying a little bit more. The more intense of the two clusters along the Mason-Dixon, however, is in northeastern Baltimore County. I mean the far northeastern corner of Baltimore County, the far northwestern corner of Harford County, and then far southern portions of York County, Pennsylvania. This is east of the Harrisburg Expressway here, right around 23 and 136, Pennsylvania 24, Barron's Road south. There's Morceller Road there. Norrisville, Wiley, North Green Ridge, Nestling Wind, Amos Mill. That is where it is right now. And I'm just going to get a general track on this. And I think this is moving somewhere around that 20 to 30 mile per hour range. So I will do a cell track on this. And we will talk locations in line. So let's do a cell track. And I'm not going to do it quite to half the grace, because some of these storms might be a little bit more finite. To keep it safe, I'm going to do it to about the Bel Air Road corridor. So we'll track this at about 30. So where is this going to be heading? This is going to be heading for Scarborough at 324, Dublin at 327, Poplar Grove at 328, Noble Mill at 331, Berkeley at 333. So those are some of the locations that are in the path of this particular storm that is out in the Mason-Dixon line region, moving out of York County and Baltimore County and into Hartford County. So that is a storm there. We do have other storms that are trying to form now. One here north of Martinsburg in Berkeley County, West Virginia, that's popped up recently within the last 15 minutes. We do have other storms across Northern Virginia right now, east of the 81 corridor, along the US 211 corridor and getting towards 1529 from Washington, Virginia to Warrenton, that are non-severe, but probably some heavy downpour producers. Got a storm in West Virginia, that's severe thunderstorm warned at the moment. Let me check Garrett County here, and for that I will go to Pittsburgh. And right now in Garrett County and Allegheny County, pretty much nothing. All the activity right now is pretty much to the south of US 48. So not much for us to worry about, at least in the short term right now out in Garrett County and Allegheny County. In the metro areas, it's starting to intensify in activity a little bit. It is still pretty warm outside right now. Actually, I can pull up temperatures if you can give me a second here. Let's do this real quick, and I want to look at let me me see if I can find it real quick. Sometimes. No. Let's pull this up. Hourly weather observations. There we go. Now I can do this here. Current hourly weather observations. At Reagan National, it is 82. Oh, this was the 2 o'clock update. I don't think the 3 o'clock update. But as of 2 o'clock, it was 82 at Reagan, 83 at Dulles. It was 84 at the BWI. It was 91 in downtown Baltimore. 91. How about that? And I'll actually pull this up on the big view here so you can see it here. So let's just do this, and we'll do temperature so you can see. It is a really warm day outside. It's still 90 in downtown Baltimore right now. 90. It's 84 in Frederick. It's 82 in Westminster right now with this storm approaching from the north and west. And some nearby storms that have been flirting along the Mason-Dixon line. At Reagan National, it's 79. It's 72 at Dulles. It's 79 in Leesburg. At Andrews Air Force Base, it's 83. St. Mary's City right now is at 86 degrees right now. 83 at the St. Mary's County Airport. Is that Patuxent? I think that's Patuxent. 83 at Patuxent, 84 at the St. Mary's County Airport. It's 82 in Cambridge. So you get the point. We got some warm air, some unstable air to work with. Really unstable air to work with in these areas, especially down to the south of, let's say, US 50. So this is a big deal that we could be seeing storms in. We got a new warning here. All right. I was trying to get that as best as I could, but I think the signal down there in Virginia might be a little bit worse off. But there is a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to include Fauquier County into Prince William County, I believe, as well. Let's check the bulletin, and I will verify that for you. So this is southwestern Prince William County, and then east central Fauquier County, and also northern Culpeper County. That's included the city of Manassas. Okay. And this does clip the smallest of small portions of the city of Manassas. So there was that. And they did include Culpeper County, but it's a very, very, very minute fraction of Culpeper County in this warning. I was looking to find like where in Culpeper County, but it's a very small corner of this storm in Culpeper County. But this storm in Fauquier County is moving into it's Fauquier County. I'm sorry. This is Fauquier County moving into Prince William County. And this is 6:43 and 28. So Catlett, Weaversville, St. Stephen's, you're already getting in on some activity. But the main storm, the main cluster here that is warned right now is still along 211, just to the west of the city of Warrenton. So this storm, and I'll do probably multiple tracks for this. This one's moving east at 35. And then we got I might have to pull up EarthCam here for DC here in a minute because things are going to get real interesting real fast. Let's do this, and then we'll go straight from the harbor cam to the monument cam. Actually, I might want to take this monument cam full here real quick. So this is the Earth cam at the monument. And I'll zoom out here. But this is the Earth cam here at the monument in downtown DC. And there's your storm as this is pointing back south, coming in. There it is. And it's already raining to some degree here at the monument. So I'll just zoom in a little bit tighter here for you. But the monument is right around here. All right. Just off Constitution. Too far from Constitution. So the monument here in downtown. And you can see that heavy rain, in particular the sheets of rain that are falling with this thunderstorm back to the south and west. Was this moving north? I was looking over the National Mall, by the way. But that's the view there as the storm is coming in. So most certainly in this area you're gonna want to be on high alert. High alert. I want to make sure I get my bearing straight on this because I'm pretty sure so there's our monument. Okay. There's our monument. And this is actually, I might be wrong. This might be looking more west. Because you can see the lakes here, they're matching up. So this is looking west from the monument down the mall towards the storm. Forgive me there. I was trying to get my bearings straight. But this is looking west from the monument towards this storm as it's bearing down closer and closer. And oh, by the way, there's a special marine warning that's in place for National Harbor and also areas along the Potomac, basically DC southward. So not a good idea to be out on the Potomac right now in the DC metro, period, with this coming in. Not a good idea at all. But that's that storm coming in. I thought it'd be a good perspective just to have because it's very, very intriguing. You could see the sheets of rain there. But real quickly, I'm going to do a track here. And we're going to do this for... Wait, I'm sorry. Wrong one. Let's do linear. Let's first do this bad boy. And we'll do 30 miles per hour. So this will be heading towards the following areas: Casanova, Auburn, Balls Mill, Germantown, Virginia, New Baltimore, Broken Hill, Calverton, Midland, and then eventually King's Crossroads, Sowego, Bradley Forest, Cornwall, and Copp between now and 350. And that's with the storm that is back towards the Warrenton area, which really looks mean and just went through the city of Warrenton just now. Let me do here, and this is going to be the one for this particular storm just ahead of it. And I actually track it to the Potomac River just to give people an idea of who is in line. So this is going to be Combat Village, Cop again very shortly. You'll have another storm after this. Montclair, Dumfries, Triangle around 3:45, and then eventually Neepsco and Cherry Hill closer to 3:50. So this is going to be approaching Triangle, Dale City, those areas here in Prince William County. So you're going to want to be on alert here. Quantico as well. So do be mindful of that. We also have the storm right now that's kind of separate in terms of energy, but it's there and it might be producing some small hail, probably producing a brief downpour as well, just along I-95 here in PG County, Ardmore, Kentland, Springdale, Lake Arbor, near Argo. That's going to be heading towards Woodmore and Mitchellville and eventually 301. So I'll even drop this down to the last 7 frames so you can see that there. But Kettering as well, King Manor as we get into Anne Arundel County, Davidsonville Gardens, Harwood Estates. If you remember the tornado that occurred in Annapolis back in 21, it started out in those areas. So do be mindful in southern AA County about this storm. PG County, I wouldn't be surprised if the Weather Service at any moment decides to drop a new severe thunderstorm warning. In fact, they just shaved off a good chunk here, and I'll actually make sure my settings are correct on this, because I believe it is supposed to flash. I think that might be for new warnings. Okay. But they just trimmed off the warning here for Fairfax County. So this is in Arlington County now. This storm that is in Arlington and Halls Hill and Lacey Forest, that is moving right into the south side of Washington, D.C., right near downtown. So if you are in that area along 395 or 27, 110, as I get closer here and I zoom in, let's say South Glebe Road, Arlington Boulevard, 244, Columbia Pike here, Columbia Pike, Kenmore Street, towards Douglas Park and Fort Bernard Heights, Addison Heights. This is moving into your area now. And I would not be surprised if there is a new warning coming out here shortly that would include portions of PG County. So let me just refresh this and I will just check if anything changed. Now they're upping the hail size to around $50. And EMA and employees of the National Weather Service have reported $50 sized hail in Falls Church. So this storm means business. It means serious business right now, and you need to be heading indoors. You don't want to be out in this right now as this is moving through the heart of Washington, D.C. This is moving east at about 30. So I will do a track, and I'll try to get some other locations here within that track. This is moving about east-southeast. So actually, I'll modify the track here. And this is moving, give or take, east-southeast. So I'll do it to about the Potomac, the Patuxent River. Think, Justice, thinking. I gotta do a new one anyways. Goodness gracious. These storms are gonna move with some hustle today. I'll tell you that. Let's do this. And this is moving at 30. So that would put it into Jefferson Park very shortly. Oxen Run Hills very shortly. Oxen Hill probably within that same time frame as well. Barnaby Manor Oaks, North Barnaby, Dillon Park, Silver Hill by about 3:35. Capitol Heights 337. That timing's been consistent. Maryland Park 337, heading towards North Forestville and Phillips around 340. Andrews Air Force Base 342, and then eventually from there, Upper Marlboro 354. So for those in Upper Marlboro, for those around the base, this is heading your way, and this will likely be warned. And we got more storms trying to pop up ahead of this. One north of Fort Washington right now that's near Friendly, near National Harbor, and then another one right over Suitland Silver Hill, and then another one over Lake Arbor and Largo heading towards Woodmore. And it's right over that area, right near Bowie and Bowie State. Okay, so that's the main rundown with the DC Metro storm. So let me go back north here. This one has started to show signs of just being sustainable and potentially strengthened. This one in Hartford County, that's right near Pilesville, or actually right over Pilesville right now, over Bob's Flow and Street. That's going to be heading towards the Bel Air Road corridor here very, very shortly, at least the worst of it. Some of it's already reaching there right now. But Castleton, Darlington, getting towards the Susquehanna River. Hello, Port Deposit. That might be a problem for you. Havre de Grace, Perryville, Rising Sun. As we get into Cecil County here, you want to watch out for this storm because this one might not drop the 1-inch hail, but you're going to get downpours, you're going to get lightning. It's not going to be pretty. So let me just do a track here. And I'll do it at about 30. And I'll just do a rough composite here just to give you an idea of where to expect this. But Poole, Poplar Grove right now. Darlington, Berkeley, Glenville. We got a new warning.
Thunderstorm warning for the southeastern district of Columbia, central Prince George's County in central Maryland until 4:15 p.m. At 3:24 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located over Crystal City, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Hazard, half-dollar-sized hail. Source, multiple sources have reported quarter to half-dollar-sized hail with this storm. Impact, some hail damage to agriculture is expected. Locations impacted include Clinton, Forestville, Largo, Coral Hills, Upper Marlboro, RFK Stadium, National Park, Gallaudet University, Andrews Air Force Base, Camp Springs, Oxon Hill, Kettering, Walker Mill, Rosaryville, Marlton, Temple Hills, Marlow Heights, Seat Pleasant, Carmody Hills, Peppermill Village, and Anacostia. For your protection, secure your room on the lowest floor of a building.
All right, and that's our new severe thunderstorm warning. But let me just real quickly say the Havre de Grace Port Deposit, you're going to want to watch for that. That might be your problem within the next 20 to 30 minutes. So do keep an eye on that storm. But just as I expected, the Weather Service just dropped a new severe thunderstorm warning. A new one here. This is going to be for southern or more or less south central PG County and the eastern or southeastern corner of DC. And it's raining pretty good right now in downtown Washington, even though they're not in the core. But you can see the big raindrops there in downtown Washington looking back west. And you can see the darkness on the left side of that camera screen there. That's that storm. And this is near Crystal City and Douglas Park, or actually over Crystal City right now, over Douglas Park, heading towards Glass Manor, heading towards Oxon Hill, heading towards Hillcrest Heights and Suitland. I said about 20 minutes ago, this could be your problem, and case in point, it is now. Andrews Air Force Base, Forestville, Westphalia, this is heading for you, and this could be producing some rather sizable hail. This may not have the damaging wind threat that some of the storms later this afternoon could, but right now, this is a legitimate severe thunderstorm with a legitimate hail threat right now that is moving through the south side of Washington, D.C., moving towards PG County. So let me just pull up the warning here. It is indicating the main hazard being half-dollar sized hail, and multiple sources have been reporting hail with this storm. Let me just refresh my page here. In Falls Church, 1-inch hail. Vienna, 1-inch hail. I'm just trying to make sure. Let me look at the date and time. Let me make sure these are right. as well. But I haven't seen much in the way of updates, at least in the browser. Let me just check the weather service storm reports on the Radar Omega um, browser here, but we haven't had any reports come out since that report near Falls Church. But still, unofficially, but at least still, this is capable of producing some pretty sizable hail here. So south side of DC, you're right in the danger zone right now. Nationals Park, you're in this. Congress Heights, Bellevue, Washington Highlands, Anacostia, Douglas, Suitland, Silver Hill, Hillcrest Heights. This is a big time thunderstorm, and we got a new warning. What is this? Okay, so I just have to make sure, but that's the new warning with this complex back down here in Prince William and Fauquier counties. That storm that was ahead earlier is right here near Independent Hill. The main one that went through Warrenton is near Catlett now, and there's another one heading into Warrenton again. So it has been really a triple whammy here for Fauquier County and soon to be Prince William County as well. As I said, these thunderstorms do mean business. Let me get a track here on this storm here, since my main priority is any county in Maryland, but I try to give best information I can for everybody, especially when it comes to severe weather. But let's talk this storm here real quick. This is moving east at 35 miles per hour. So where does that put it? And I think I might be going a little bit too south with this. Let me do another track here. Like so, and I'll do it like so. There we go. 35. So that's going to put it into Oxen Run Hills basically right now. And there's a new warning again. Hang on. Oh. All right, so that is a special marine warning out ahead of this complex in Fauquier and Prince William County. So, and I want to give a heads up here. Charles County, there's already a storm popping up in Charles County right now near Pamunkey and Pixa and Ripley, just to the east southeast of Indian Head. This complex that is in Warrenton, that is in Fauquier County and Prince William County, that's moving and clipping Stafford County now. It's gonna be heading into Charles County, and it will not be a fun situation here for us in Nanjemoy, in Doncaster, in Chickamuxon, Risen, Ironsides. You need to start really thinking about your shelters here. And if you are on the water, you need to start thinking about going to safe harbor now, because that is going to be a problem. 110%. That is going to be a problem. So you're going to want to be very, very, very mindful of all of this. But going back to this PG County track here, we got Suitland Manor 336, Suitland 336 as well, Capitol Heights 5 minutes. I've been giving you a heads up for as much as 20 minutes now. It is heading for you, and it's almost at your doorstep. Walker Mill 340, Andrews Manor 340 as well. Did this get on the base? Make sure, did it get the base? Or is that further down? Maybe further down, but let me just go. There, 3:43. So 10 minutes. Andrews. Andrews is... There's Camp Springs. There's Andrews. There's probably some heavier showers right now on the south end of the base, but there's the main thunderstorm that's going to be moving in about 10 minutes, if not sooner. From there, we got Upper Marlboro at 3:52, and then Bayard, Pindell, and Bristol around 4 o'clock as this starts approaching the Patuxent River. Also, Aquasco, Eagle Harbor, those areas, you'll have to watch out for that as well. We do also have some heavier storms right now. 301, 214, south of Bowie, right over Queenland, Knolls, and Heritage Hills, and Davidsonville Gardens. Heavier shower there. Just south of Camp Springs and Rosaryville, and just south of the base, over Clinton and Clinton Heights, there's actually a heavier storm right now that is over you. So, do be mindful of that. And then we have this complex back down in Virginia that has been causing problems. And there's a new warning that I haven't even touched on. And this is the one up in Harford County. This is the storm in Harford County. And I wonder when this was dropped. This was dropped like 7 or 8 minutes ago. There we go. Harford and Cecil counties until 4:15 at 3:27. A severe thunderstorm was located near Delta, or 12 miles northwest of Aberdeen, moving east at 35. So, let me do a track on this one here real quick. This is going to be heading towards the Port Deposit and Elkton and northeast here within short order. So, and this has been one that's been sustaining itself for a while. Let's do this, and 35 miles per hour. There we go. So I put it into Port Deposit basically right now. Belvedere, Deodore, Charlestown, Bayview, Leslie, Leeds at 3:56. And if this does make it to Chesapeake City and Elkton, we're talking 4:05 for Chesapeake City. And then, where is Elkton? Pass it. Yeah, 4:02. So, for those in Elkton and Chesapeake City, within 25 to 30 minutes, this will be your problem. And then we got other storms back to the west that we got to watch as well. In particular, this storm in Frederick County. This one has been showing signs of being consistent for a while. So, do be mindful of all of this that is going on right now, and this will likely continue throughout the evening. So what I'm going to do here, I got to set up some other things here, and I've had some issues with Radar Omega. If you can't notice, the time points have been off with this, so I'm going to try restarting it, see if that does anything as well. But I'm going to do a quick reset. I will be back hopefully around 3:45, 4 o'clock, and I will tweet any new warnings that come out, any updated warnings that come out. But I will be back here relatively soon, and probably maybe sooner than that, because we just have a new warning that just came out for Adams County and southern York County that's going to be moving, basically trailing the storm that's been moving along the Mason-Dixon here for the last 30 minutes or so. So, real quickly, I'm going to be back, but... And... And that's the one for that. All right. So, I will be back within 15 minutes or so. I'll cut back in, and we'll continue with this live coverage. Just got to reset some things, make sure that we're all good on some certain things for a long-term streams. And I also got to take care of some other business as well. But I will be back shortly with all of that. Stay weather aware. Find ways to get warnings as well over the next little bit, because that will be very much key. I'm Jay Mitchell from 410WX. I'll be back.